You were dying and resurrecting in silence. You were going through transformations that should have required decades of healing, multiple interventions, endless support systems. But you had none of that. You had you, just you, alone in the dark, processing horrors that would have sent others into permanent shutdown, and somehow you metabolized it. You turned suffering into something else. Not wisdom, not enlightenment, something darker, something more dangerous. You turned your pain into a frequency that only certain people can hear. And those who hear it, they either run or they kneel. There's no in between anymore. Here's what they'll never tell you. That pain you absorbed, it didn't just disappear. It didn't just fade away like they promised it would. It became part of your architecture. It restructured your nervous system. It rewired your perception. It created new pathways in your consciousness that weren't there before. You're not the same species you were before all this. You're something else now, something that looks human, but operates on a completely different frequency. You walk into rooms and the energy shifts. People who've never met you feel like they need to explain themselves. Strangers get nervous. Old friends suddenly remember they have somewhere to be, because you're carrying something now, something they can't name, but they can feel. You're carrying the weight of extinctions that never happened. You're walking around with the gravitational pull of collapsed timelines. You're functioning with the quiet confidence of someone who's already died and decided to come back anyway. And the wildest part? You're just chilling. You're not flexing. You're not broadcasting your survival story. You're not writing books about your journey. You're not selling courses on resilience. You're just existing, going to work, making coffee, having conversations, like you didn't just casually survive an apocalypse that was specifically designed for you, like you didn't just walk through a personalized nightmare that would have ended dynasties. They look at you and they think you're normal. They think you're fine. They think you're just another person navigating life. They have no idea. They have no idea that you're operating on reserves that shouldn't exist. They don't know that you're running on fuel sources that science hasn't discovered yet. They can't comprehend that you've tapped into survival mechanisms that most humans never access. And you let them think that. You let them believe you're just like them, because explaining what you become would require a language that hasn't been invented yet. You want to know what happened to the others who went through what you went through? They're not here. Some are medicated into oblivion, some are in facilities, some disappeared into addictions that never ended. Some are still in therapy trying to process year 1, while you're out here on year 5 just living. Some gave up, some are still giving up. And that's not a judgment, that's just the reality. What you survived wasn't meant to be survived. The probability of you making it through intact was essentially 0. But you did it anyway, not because you're special, not because you're chosen, but because something inside